Gentleman yields back. Chair recognizes Mr. Guest from Mississippi.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Madam Secretary, first I want to thank you, the men and women that you serve with, for the incredible success that you have been able to accomplish in just a short period of time. Just looking statistics, and I believe that that is the greatest measure when we're looking at whether or not agencies are successful or not. Comparing statistics from one agency to the other, 1 year to the other, we know that last month CBP reported 11,017 encounters across the southwest border. Looking back a year, so March of 2024, under the Biden-Harris administration, 189,000. March of 23, 193,000. March of 2022, 222,000. So looking at just the metrics of what you and your men and women who serve with you have been able to accomplish, again, I believe is incredible. So when you leave here, please return to those men and women and thank them on behalf of all, not only the members of Congress, but all the people from across this great nation who are in gratitude for their continued service. As Representative Gonzalez said, he and I both serve also on the Authorizing Committee. And last week we were able to mark up legislation that included roughly $46 billion for additional walls, barriers along the southwest border. And I know that that is something that particularly between Republicans and Democrats, we have had a fundamental disagreement. And I would ask if you would just kind of take a moment to talk about the importance of the investment in walls and borders, barriers along the southwest border, and how that not only does that make our nation safer, but the importance that it is providing to the men and women who serve at CBP to make sure that they can better perform the duties that we've taxed them with.
Well, thank you for talking about the importance of having not just enforcing of our laws in this country, but also infrastructure and security procedures that give us a wall. And that wall may look different based on what the topography is or the geographical location in this country on our southern border, but also on our northern border. And then when you talk about our maritime borders as well, we can't neglect the fact that we have needs there and infrastructure that would help us make sure we know what's coming into this country, who's coming into this country, and if it's appropriate and if they should be. Since President Trump has been in office, we have installed 77.8 miles of new border. That includes steel bollard fencing, but it also includes temporary border and some waterborne as well. We have 11 contracts that have been awarded to put in over 40 miles of new border as well, and we still have 5 contracts that are pending. And I want to thank you for focusing resources to continue to make sure that we're building infrastructure and building in wall and making sure that we're having what we need for each area to address the concerns that are there. That border wall will be built that is steel in areas that it's appropriate for, but the other areas may require us to do buoys. If we do have waterborne areas such as the Rio Grande and places like that it is required, and then having technology and cameras and the ability to see distances where we may not have the ability to put in fencing and even concertina wire and panels that would be used and are putting in temporarily right now as well. So the diversity of what happens is incredibly important. We're addressing the needs as they see fit, but we're going to continue to move forward with putting up that infrastructure because it does slow down traffic, it sends a message, and it gives our CBP officers more opportunities to truly address the security concerns that we've had in the past.
And Madam Secretary, in the last roughly minute that I have, I want to address an issue that near and dear to my state. March the 15th, we had a series of tornadoes that came through Mississippi. Half a dozen individuals lost their lives that day. It impacted roughly 20 counties, so roughly a quarter of our state was impacted. Shortly after the storms, I, along with many of the other elected officials, we went and we visited those areas that were impacted, and I'll tell you that some of the damage has been extreme. Our governor and MEMA quickly requested disaster assistance, but at this point, the review of that process is still pending. And I understand that that takes time, and I don't want to rush anything. But I would ask you if you could make sure that you could do everything to expedite that request. It is impacting my local jurisdictions with debris cleanup. It is impacting people as they seek to recover. So I would just ask that you would personally see if anything could be done to expedite that request. And with that, Mr. Chairman, I would yield back.